Hi, I'm Miss Marcie, Canada's pinup girl and founder of the Inspiring Pinup Calendar Fundraisers that highlight inspiring people that made an impact to their community, and they're for nonprofit organizations to raise awareness and funds for them. And it's really my passion. To be honest, the business started kind of out of nowhere though. The passion itself started with my retro style and the love of pinup for myself. And I am a graphic designer by trade, and I was asked to do a pinup calendar, not a pinup calendar yet, but an actual calendar for the women's shelter here in Goderich, and that's where I'm from, Goderich, Ontario. And I got asked to do that. So as I was designing it, I was on my computer and I was thinking to myself, wouldn't it be cool to do a calendar that was inspiring women to, for the shelter itself, but highlight women from the community in retro gear and inspire them. And for me, the retro style has really, it's been an expression of self, and I've been able to really open up and find who I am. A lot of self-discovery. And I found that when I was able to bring people back into the different eras from the 1920s to the 1980s, they really took a liking to it, and women found empowered. They found empowerment, and they found that they were feeling like they could really own themselves and own what they're doing, and they shone. They were shining brightly. So in regards to that, the first calendar, this was it, the pinup calendar for the women's shelter, and it went over really well. And during that process last year, it's only been about a year since I've started my business, that the first year of this calendar, it was 2 years ago I guess now, the women's shelter calendar, I was just myself in LA with a friend, and I randomly met the editor's wife of the LA Times, and that's kind of where how my business kind of started. That was the moment, because I met her and it was random. It was because I was being myself. I was just wearing what I loved, and that was retro, and I wear it every day. So when I met her, she also was a lover of rockabilly and that era, 1950s. And it was just a love of vintage that connected us. And I didn't know that she was who she was until we got into it. I told her what I was doing here in Goderich for the women's shelter, and she loved it. And she told me I should do one in LA. And I thought, well, of course, LA, that's where the pinup culture is. And jokingly, I was like, yeah, sure. And then it kind of went from there. She said who she was, and I was like, oh, okay. So I made another trip in July of last year, and I had a meeting with the LA Times, and from there, that's how the Los Angeles, I guess it's called that, Inspiring Women of Los Angeles Pinup Calendar began, and I'm halfway through it for the 2018 year, and we'll have it out shortly, going back to LA in November. So that's how it all started for me, and from there it kind of exploded. People loved what I was doing. They felt I was expressing myself in a way that not every day people did, but not even so much what I was wearing meant anything. It was more about what I loved and my passions, and it just kind of shone, and people really enjoyed that. So from there, the calendar was a hit, the first one, and I was asked to do more. So I've done two more for Huron County nonprofits, one being the Alzheimer's Society, which is this calendar here. It's all men, Memorial Men of Huron pinup calendar, and it was a big hit too. And what I did there was take pictures, recreated them, and old pictures and then now new, so inspiring men from the area. And again, it was really cool. They felt like they were owning who they were, but also really taking homage and loving what they did. So in regards to technology, that was one of the questions. What my business does, of course, is utilize the community within Goderich and Huron County. And what we have here is called Full Pot Media. It's a production studio in Goderich, and they are a huge help in what I do. And a lot of the behind the scenes footage, as you see, is done by them. And it really helps, obviously. It really connects people, and I bring it on my Facebook and my Instagram and my Twitter, and it really connects, and it makes a big difference. So that's how it kind of started with me as well. I made sure to do behind the scenes footage for each shoot, and then promoted it that way. And that's how that's gone that way. So I did the Alzheimer's one, and then I also did a farm to table one, and unfortunately don't have one with me. The last one I was given to the PM, Justin Trudeau. Him and I have connected, and he has my farm to table calendar as well as the Alzheimer's calendar. And now he is going to be doing one with me in Ottawa and supporting it for mental health, so the Royal Mental Health Hospital there. So as you can see, Justin and I have become kind of close and become friends, and so he's going to help me. And so it's all about networking in regards to business. In my business anyways, that's how it all started. And being myself and empowering and inspiring others. So in regards to that, I also have Jan Arden on board. She was at an event that I was at, and I asked her, and she said yes. So again, networking. And what I would do with the $100,000, I'm pitching this obviously to win this money for my business and for the community of Huron County as well. I would love to be able to support some millennials and Generation X's and Z's that are going to want to stay in the community, but unfortunately don't have jobs here. So I want to make jobs for them, social media jobs, graphic design jobs, and that would help a lot, that money. And as well as to keep me sustainable and grow in regards to technology too. It's not cheap to make things like this. So I want to be able to spend that money and help the community. And it has been helping, but this would be a huge thing to help and make my business grow. And down the road, I do want to be able to do Miss Marcie as a traveling thing myself, be able to be the brand, and then have other things like the Inspiring Pinup Calendars. And that's kind of a goal, a 12-month goal, is to be able to travel more and highlight Canada's vintage and pinup culture, because we do have it. It's out there, but not a lot of people know about it. And inspire others, do speaking arrangements, all that good stuff. So if I was to be chosen, obviously I'd use this money wisely and be able to budget it properly and really help my business grow and the community grow, like I said. And I think that wraps it up. I really just wanted to show who I was and be able to be a candidate and show you how much I love what I'm doing and really come through that way. So I think I've covered it all. I thank you again so much for having me, and I hope to be picked. So, ta-da, goodbye.